What up, YouTube? It's your brother Trey with some unpopular opinions today, you guys. There's this book right here I want to introduce you guys to. It's called Attached. This book exactly, okay? It should be by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. This book Attached, you guys, is, man, it's been eye-opening. Let me zoom in a little bit closer for you guys so you can really see this. So this book really explains the dynamics between men and women. And honestly, like, it's not even just men and women. This book explains how adults attach and form connections and relationships with other adults. There are three types. There's the anxious type, the avoidant type, and then there's the secure type. It's pretty, minimum when it comes to the different types of characteristics and labels when it comes to the types of people you are, but bump all that. This book is absolutely, I think it's mandatory. I think people need to actually read this book so much more before they jump into relationships. So I'm currently on page 183 right now, and it's just to show you a couple things here. Let's see here. Like, they have different, here's a little chart that is in the book, actually, you guys. This book, it shows the relationship between anxious and avoidant types and the cycles that they typically go through, right? So we have avoidance. The avoidant types, that's me, someone like me. I didn't used to be an avoidant type, but an avoidant type is someone that tries to avoid intimacy, and they unconsciously create distance between them and their partner. The anxious type is the one that always feels like they need to get reassurance. They're messaging you, they're asking what's going on. Quite often they're very responsive, they're very emotional, they some people call it clingy. But the thing is we create these words, right? We put these words in these situations with certain people. You're clingy. You always, why should I control your emotions? Why are you always like this? You're always this, you're always that. These are the words of an avoidant type of person, right? These are the words that, because they themselves are unconsciously not trying to get closer to the person that they're with. It's so crazy. I know, you guys. This is something that has taken me 3 years to understand. 3 years and countless heartbreaks that I've done with my partner, and I can't take it all back. And I truly regret it. I regret so much of the pain and so much of the hurt that I've given to my partner, because she has given me the best kind of love. Like, she's given me everything that I could have ever really imagined. She's given me a lot of great things. Now, albeit not perfect at all, not close to being perfect, but from what I've experienced and from my past relationships and things like that, she's given me the most of everything, and it feels like I wasn't able to give her what she needed. And it's because I wasn't understanding myself. It's because I was looking at things through a different lens. I'm like, why are you so emotional? I keep telling her, like, hey, go date other people. I would love for us to date each other, and then you go date other people, this, that, and the third. And it would come out the more often that we would have conversations. I would say things like that, and unknowingly I was actually, like, in her eyes, me saying, oh, let's go date other people, was a cop-out. It was a cop-out from me accepting responsibilities and accepting the hurt that I've given to her, instead of actually sitting down, trying to work through it, listen to what she's going through, actually take a different fucking perspective, and understanding that I might be a monster. I might actually be a monster to her. But it's like Beauty and the Beast. She still loves that monster inside of me. Like, and it's so crazy, because it's like, I wasn't able to see what she was going through until I was able to read a book like this, because literally every single thing that she said that she's gone through with me, like, even before reading this book, like, it's been in here. There's the roller coaster effect. She said that it feels like it's ups and downs with you and I. We'll have super major highs that I've never had with any of my other ex-boyfriends, and then you'll just out of the blue do something that just fucks up everything. Like, why would you do that, Trey? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've said that I've wanted these things. Now, albeit I changed what I've wanted prior, to like when we first met to now. I've changed a little bit, but for the most part, I've kind of said we should date other people. And it's like, it's not about that. You keep saying that at convenient times. You keep saying that when shit happens, when you hurt my feelings, when you go talk to other girls, then you want to conveniently put that out there. And there's an emotional counterbalancing act where it feels like one person is putting in a little bit more intimacy when the other person is not. And then I'm the type of person that I do enjoy intimacy. But when it comes to being open and honest about my feelings, when it comes to telling you what I'm about to do, how my day is going, I didn't realize, like, I kept myself in it. Like, ever since I was born, I was told not to tell anybody everything. I was told not to trust anybody. Like, you can trust a couple people to a certain degree, but you don't put your all into somebody. And that's how I've been living my life. I tried to put my all into one person before, and that fucked me up, like destroyed me. And so ever since that time, I've never been comfortable putting myself out there to get destroyed like that. But it's so unfair, because when your partner is putting so much of themselves into the relationship and they know that you're not putting all of that into it, they're trying to coerce you. They're trying to tell you. They're doing everything that they can to, like, tell you, I care about you. I want you. I know you're not perfect. Just look at me. See me. And stop fucking up all the time. And it's like, on my end, I'm like, just fucking follow the program. If you just follow what I would say, we wouldn't have these issues. If you would just do what I say, we wouldn't have these issues. And the thing that's crazy is that that's how this book, this is what it says. It says if you're an avoidant type and you're dealing with an anxious type, more often than not, the anxious type is going to have to run on the avoidant type's program if they want things to kind of work. Unless they both can come to common grounds and really teach each other how to be more secure. The secure mentality, the secure type of person in this book, they say is extremely boring. They say it doesn't always have to be boring, but it comes in waves. Because if you're an avoidant or an anxious type, you guys kind of complement each other. So you're attracted to one another. And so when the secure type of person comes around, that type of person is, not gonna really set it off for you as much as maybe some of your other previous partners have. And it's kind of how the dynamics work. And it's just so, it's such a crazy book, you guys. I'm gonna talk some more about this book the more that I read into it, but I'm about to finish it. I'm almost finished with it, so I'll send you guys, I'll send some more videos out there talking about how this book is done. But overall, I can tell you that it has turned me. It's made me so much more self-aware, and I like, words can't even describe how bad I feel about what I've done and how I've been. And I wish that, like, I could return back to, I wish I had known about this and myself prior to jumping into a relationship. And even if you are still in a relationship, it's never too late. You can always understand and reconcile where you're going. At least look at yourself in the mirror now today. Pick up a book like this, you guys. Understand what you're doing, what type of person you are in a relationship, what kind of partner your partner is, what kind of style your partner has, and you guys work it out. Because in my own words, my partner is one of the best people out. Like, she might be the one for me, And what I mean by the one, not like one-itis, I mean, like, she might have been the chick to marry, really. And because we were both immature and we both weren't understanding what it is that we wanted, we didn't know how to really reconcile between differences. It's been hard to really reach that. I've hurt her, she's hurt me. I've hurt her more than she's hurt me, obviously, but I think that we really kind of want the same things. It's just that it's in a different form, you know? It's so weird. It's like a vegetarian or a vegan, you know? The vegetarian and vegan, for the most part, mostly want the same thing. They want to save the animals. They want to eat healthier. They want to look good. But the way that the vegan and the vegetarian go about it is slightly different. The vegan wants to take it real seriously. They'll eat all these vegan foods and stuff like that, and they don't eat honey. The vegetarian will still eat honey and all these other stuff, but I guess like their goals are the same, but the way that they get to the goal is different. And I feel that way about me and my partner, and it's terrible, because it also talks about how to break up, especially if you're not, you know, if you've been doing nothing but hurting your partner. And I feel like in my instance, that I know I talk about, like, you know, these girls and shit like that, and I believe in that, you know, but I also understand that you gotta think about the future, man. What's gonna happen later down the road? You're gonna be doing this shit till you're 50, 60? That don't seem realistic. I mean, you see Kevin Samuels out here doing this shit, and it's like, yeah, but I mean, the nigga talking about getting married again after 2 failed marriages in his mid-50s. That is, you know, come on, man. Come on, bro. That don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, you don't want to wait that damn long. You don't want to wait that fucking long. Like, if you have a really good connection with somebody, I think that the man and the woman needs to understand each other. The woman, for damn sure, needs to stop being so fucking ignorant, and assuming that she knows everything. Read the fucking books. Read about men. Read about guys. Listen and understand your guy. You keep talking about how you're accepting all these things and how you're so high moral, and the guy needs to fit your fucking program. You both need to fit each other's program. You do. You should, as the woman, if you truly plan on getting married, you shouldn't just understand what it means in the Bible. Fuck that shit. You need to understand, I mean, not fuck the Bible and shit like that, but like, understand what it's like in holy matrimony and in the eyes of the Lord. But you also need to understand your man as a fucking human, as an animal, as a human animal. The same way that your man needs to learn about women. It's one of the best ways. It's like the only way, I feel like, if you truly care about your family. If you don't want to have a split, divorced family, by the time you guys are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, your kids are now teenagers, 20s, growing up in a split household, that doesn't do any good for anybody. Like, you've got to learn about each other. And so I truly, like, I still have yet to find the woman that, women will start it, but they will never finish it. I'll just say that. A lot of women will start these books, never finish them. They'll never finish them. Because the desire, the value that they get from finishing these books, they don't feel is worth it. They feel like they know everything that they need to know. And that is the way that exactly how I felt when this book was suggested. I'm like, another book like this? I already read the 5 love languages. What else do I need to read? I don't need to read this. I read a couple books, read a couple pages in this book. I was like, man, this is cool, but I could work it out myself. Something traumatic happened again, and here I am back to this book, and this book is explaining so much, you guys, and it helps you understand yourself. And my attachment style has even been reflected in the way that I talk to friends, the way that I talk to family, the way I interact, the way I don't interact with my friends and family. And it's something that at this moment today, I'm going to be working on. I'm really going to be working on this, and I'm going to be more conscious of this so that I know how I'm moving, and I'm not being so unconscious with the way that I distance myself around people. I need to be so much more conscious of that. This is the way that I'm talking. You will be talking and thinking the same way if you finish this book too, you guys. I promise you. This is such a great book, man. Follow me on Instagram, even my Snapchat. I post a lot of these books, like the stuff that I'm reading in these books, you guys. It's fantastic stuff. It's fantastic material. I'll post this more on my Instagram and my Snapchat if you guys follow below. But I hope you guys enjoy this book, man. This is a very, very good book, and I can't recommend it enough for anybody. Everybody needs to read it. Purple pill, red pill, blue pill, whatever the fuck. read this fucking book. It explains a lot of stuff too. Add this on top of your matrix awareness, you know? Add this book on top of that. And women, read this shit. Learn about your man. You've got to, because the stuff that a guy goes about, like if you think you understand your man more than he understands himself, you need to have another thing coming. You need to look at, listen and read these books. Shahzad Ali is a great book. She made a black woman's guide to the black man. That's a good start. If you don't want to read The Red Pill or The Way of Men by Jack Donovan, if you don't want to read The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi, read the book. Let me just show you. Let me show you, matter of fact. Hold up. If you don't even want to read some of the books that float around the red pill space all the time when we talk about, read this book here. Ladies, read this. The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. Get this book. This is a good start. It's thick. This is even thicker than the book that she wrote about black women. There's a lot to be, there's like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. You know, I think this is the next step in bridging, you know, creating a great relationship. People thinking, and the one thing I also love about this book is that it's pretty realistic. This book actually, like, it explains this idea of one-itis. You know, it's so funny because I'm pretty sure that this book don't know shit about no Rollo Tomasi. I'm sure this book don't understand nothing about no Rational Male, Red Pill, anything like that. I'm gonna tell you too, especially if you're a Red Pill man, the first couple pages in this book felt extremely matriarchal. Like it really was making out like the narrative of the book made the men viewed the men as bad guys. It's just how I interpreted it. But as I started to read a little bit more, they did start to come out with more gender neutral things. But it does kind of say that the majority of it's just kind of like the way it is. It's like a lot of men are avoidant and a lot of women are just anxious by nature. But it says that the majority of everyone in the world are secure people. But when it does come to the avoidant and anxious type of personalities, it usually manifests itself in the separate sexes. Now, I understand myself. My first attachment style was anxious. I was extremely anxious. And then so after my extreme traumatic heartbreak and shit like that, I completely repressed my anxiety, my intimacy. Ability to be intimate has been almost like destroyed. It's still there, but it hurts so much to even try to even access. And when you go through so many problems and troubles with your partner, it's like, when do you even start to do it? Why now? And you owe it to your partner. If you're an avoidant type of person, you owe it to them. You know why? Because if they're still here after you done fucked up so many millions of times, it is your responsibility for their emotions. It is your responsibility to actually help regulate their emotions. At least get them into a healthy spot so that if you guys don't pick back up, they can go out there and actually build a healthy relationship with another person. It's what you owe to them, especially if you have this knowledge. What is it? The person, once you understand and once you have gained the knowledge of knowing right from wrong, you are now responsible to do right from wrong. There's a responsibility that comes with knowledge. Sometimes, and honestly, I think this is why a lot of people prefer to stay ignorant, is because they don't want what comes with, they don't want the responsibility that comes with the power that they get whenever you have knowledge. Whenever you have another person giving them their body, their soul, their time, their money to you. A lot of people don't want the responsibility of what comes with that. I know I didn't at first. I know, and I'm still learning how to handle that. It's a lot. And so I just wanted to put this out here, you guys. Really good book, man. I'm gonna update you a lot more on this, but let me know in the comments down below if this is something that helped you guys out a bit, you guys. I'm still reading the book, and I'm gonna continue to try to do a little journey and vlog about the fucking video, or about the book, because I just wish I could go back. You know, I wish I had known what I know now, and I would have treated my partner very differently, so much differently. But with that being said, man, it's your brother Trey with Unpopular Opinions, you guys. I hope you guys have a good one. And stay safe, y'all.